Once upon a time, there was a beautiful forest called Rainbow Woods. Tall green trees touched the sky, colorful flowers danced in the breeze, and a clear river sparkled like silver. Many animals lived happily here. Big animals, small animals, fast animals, and slow ones too. Rainbow Woods was special because everyone belonged. There was Leo the lion, brave but kind; Momo the elephant, strong and gentle; Rini the rabbit, quick and cheerful; Chiku the monkey, playful and smart; Taro the tortoise, slow but wise; and Piku the parrot, colorful and loud. They were different, but they were friends. One bright morning, Piku flew across the forest. "Attention! Attention! The Forest Friendship Festival is coming." Animals gathered under the big banyan tree. "There will be music, games, and fun," said Piku. Everyone cheered happily, but someone stayed quiet. Near the bushes stood a tiny hedgehog named Hugo. He was shy and small. "No one will notice me," Hugo thought. "I can't run fast or lift heavy things." Hugo sighed and looked at the ground. The animals started preparing. Momo carried heavy logs. Chiku climbed trees to pick fruits. Rini decorated with flowers. Taro cleaned the taths slowly. Hugo watched quietly. "I wish I could help," he whispered. That night, dark clouds filled the sky. Thunder roared. Rain poured down. Trees fell. Paths broke. Decorations were ruined. The animals woke up worried. "The festival is ruined!" cried Rini. Hugo took a deep breath and stepped forward. "I may be small," he said softly, "but I know secret paths in the forest." The animals looked surprised. "Can you help us?" asked Leo kindly. Hugo nodded bravely. Everyone worked together. Momo moved fallen trees. Chiku fixed broken branches. Rini cleaned quickly. Taro guided everyone patiently. Piku watched from above, and Hugo led them through hidden paths. The vase broke. Fear knocked on the door. But the child spoke the truth. No punishment. No punishment. Only love. Because honesty builds trust. Moral: truth is always safe. Long ago, far beyond tall mountains and shining rivers, there was a beautiful land called the Golden Forest. The trees were tall and green, the flowers were bright and colorful, and birds sang happy songs all day long. It was a magical place, full of life and joy. In the heart of this forest lived a powerful lion named Veer. He had a golden mane that shone like sunlight and strong paws that touched the earth with pride. Veer was the king of the forest. Whenever Veer walked through the forest, the animals became scared. The deer hid behind trees, the rabbits ran into bushes, the monkeys became quiet. They believed the lion was dangerous. But every morning, Veer climbed a high rock and looked over the forest. He watched the river, the trees, and the animals below. In his heart, Veer thought, "This forest is my home. I must protect everyone." One day, while walking near the bushes, Veer heard a soft cry. "Help! Help!" He followed the sound and found a small rabbit trapped in thorny bushes. The rabbit was shaking with fear. The rabbit cried, "Please don't eat me." Veer smiled gently and said, "Do not be afraid, little one." Slowly and carefully, Veer removed the thorns and freed the rabbit. The rabbit jumped with joy. Soon, Veer helped many animals. He saved a baby deer from a ditch. He stopped monkeys from fighting. He protected birds' nests during storms. Slowly, fear disappeared and trust grew in the forest. One year, summer arrived early. The sun burned brightly, the land became dry, and the river slowly dried up. The animals became tired, thirsty, and worried. With very little water left, animals began to fight. Voices grew loud. Fear returned. Suddenly, Veer appeared and roared, not in anger, but in command. The forest became silent. Veer called all the animals together under a big banyan tree. He spoke calmly. "Fighting will not help us. We must work together." The animals listened carefully. Veer gave everyone a task. Elephants dug deep for water. Birds searched the sky for clouds. Deer carried water to the weak. Together, they found fresh water underground. Hope returned to the forest. One quiet evening, a tiny mouse ran to Veer. "King Veer," he said nervously, "hunters are coming." Veer stayed calm and strong. Veer quickly guided all the animals through secret forest paths. Mothers protected their babies, birds flew silently. Everyone trusted their king. Veer stayed behind at the forest entrance. He stood tall and fearless. When the hunters saw the mighty lion, they became afraid and ran away. The forest was safe again. The animals returned and surrounded Veer. "You are not just strong, you are kind and wise." Veer smiled and replied, "We are strong because we stand together." That night, the forest celebrated. Monkeys danced, birds sang, fireflies lit the sky. Happiness filled the golden forest once again. As the sun set, Veer rested under a tree, surrounded by smiling animals. Peace and friendship ruled the forest forever. And so, the golden forest lived happily ever after. True strength lies in kindness, and a true leader cares for everyone. Once upon a time, there was a happy little town where the sun smiled brightly every morning. In this town lived a little child called the Little Dreamer, with curious eyes and a heart full of hope. Birds sang sweet songs, and the trees danced gently with the breeze. The little dreamer looked up and said, "I want to learn and I want to grow." Soon the little dreamer met a slow and friendly snail. The snail smiled and said, "I want to learn and I want to grow." Soon the little dreamer met a slow and friendly snail. The snail smiled and said, "I want to learn and I want to grow." Soon the little dreamer met a slow and friendly snail. The snail smiled and said, "I want to learn and I want to grow." Soon the little dreamer met a slow and friendly snail. Soon the little dreamer met a slow and friendly snail. The snail smiled and said, "I want to learn and I want to grow." Soon the little dreamer met a slow and friendly snail. The snail smiled and said, "Move slowly if you must, but never stop." A little farther ahead, the dreamer saw ants working together as a team. The dreamer learned that working together makes hard things easy. By the river, a shiny fish jumped happily in the water. The fish said kindly, "Always believe in yourself." As the sun began to set, the little dreamer walked quietly and thought deeply. At night, the stars filled the sky with sparkling light. The little dreamer whispered, "I will be kind, brave, and never give up." Because every big dream begins with small steps and a believing heart.